It helps to have the mic turned on when one goes live. So, welcome everybody to the Crusaders of the Lost Idols weekly live stream. I'm one of your hosts, Erika, the live services manager for Crusaders, and I'm joined by Kat. Kat, why don't you tell us about yourself?
Oh, well, hello. I'm Kat. I'm the lead artist for Crusaders of the Lost Idols.
Awesome. So, this is a live stream where you get to come and ask your questions about Crusaders. To kick it off, we will be going over all of your great coloring submissions for the Ursula the Busy Bee coloring sheets that we did a couple weeks ago. And once that's done, we'll launch into questions, and Kat will be sketching something cool.
Yeah. So this was the sheet. I thought I'd start out by just showing the black and white one first so that when people pile in, yeah. So let's go right ahead. I went and I wrote down people's names this time, although this person was from Reddit, and their name was just AA201121. So thank you to them for this very soft looking coloring sheet. I appreciate that it's not all just like paint bucket filled. They actually went and they like painted it.
Kind of looks like spray can too in some spots.
I think it's just a really soft brush because spray can is usually a lot more like pixelated.
Right.
A soft brush with low opacity, because you can see like here where they've gone over it a couple times and it gets darker. And yeah, I like it. It's got this nice like soft look to it. Everything's a little bit fuzzy and like dreamlike almost. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. And like I like how they made it mostly green for the flowers and then made some of them pop out, ignoring some of the detail kind of deal.
Yeah. Yeah, it works well. And it's not like overpowering with color. There are lots of different colors, but because a lot of them are desaturated, nothing totally drags your eye away from the bee, because that's supposed to be the focal point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real good. And we got this one from AMQ. Nice flat colors. Now everything is more saturated, but because the bee is again the brightest thing, and the black also helps, I think. Pulls your eye to the center. I like that they've decided that this underpart is like rocks or a path or something.
Right.
I think that's nice. And yeah, I really liked seeing all the different colors that people decided to do for the flowers. I appreciate the lighter purple within the purple for the inner parts of these flowers over here.
Yeah.
And all the seeds. Yeah. It was a lot of detail. I super appreciate everybody taking the time, and I hope you had fun. I really don't want these to be frustrating. I'm just a detail-oriented person. This one was from Twitter, at Neefy I don't know what they did necessarily, but it's got a really cool like texture thing going on. Like some of these are actually just like paint bucketed textures, but then also they did something with the line art where it's sort of like it's almost like a wind is like pushing it with graphite or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's cool though. Yeah, and again, lots of multicolored flowers, with the brightest ones being over here. Again, makes sense for focal points and stuff. I do like the multicolored little roses in the background though.
Yeah.
It's really nice. And we got this one from Anubis Chick, I think from Discord. I like that she colored the lines so they're not black, they're like a really deep purple. It works really well with all the bright colors and then the browns of the bee. I'm not really sure why it gets all dithered when I zoom in, but it looks kind of neat.
Maybe the downloading or...
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
But yeah, it's a cute effect.
But yeah, having the the line art be a softer color, and then also the back, the border rather, being yellow and orange, it all makes it very cohesive. And again, the yellows coming back to the bee in the middle. It's nice, one big solid piece. I think it looks really good. This was also a newest chick, a self-portrait with flowers, as we see in Ultraviolet.
Right.
That's cute.
That is kind of cute.
That. Yeah.
And it still looks good.
It's interesting. I think, again, because they changed the color of the lines and it's not just like blaringly white, I think that helps a lot. Mm-hmm. And we got this one from Azaria, also on Reddit, I believe. Looks... Oh, that's what I wanted to point out on this one. The really nice gradient up in this upper flower in the corner, going from lighter in the middle to darker. And also paying some attention to the bits behind the wings, making them paler.
Yeah, and catching that you gave Ursula a white fluff in game.
Yeah, it's really nice. Mm-hmm. I like all of these a lot. Like I said, seeing all the different colors of the flowers, and this one even has like a lot of different greens for all the leaves. That's really impressive. Mm-hmm. And this little sort of path thing or whatever you want to decide that is in the background.
Yes.
Oh, and the rose also has multicolored petals. Yeah, it's those little attentions to detail, and I think this rose does too. They stand out. It's really good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This one, I couldn't find where it came from, but in the file name it does have Arhue at the end, so I think that's who did it. I mean, I would assume so, but, obviously, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, it came in a little late for the actual winter one, but as always, I want to show off anyway, even if you're a little late, that's okay. This was very interesting. It's like a black velvet painting or black light poster or whatever you want to call those. And I mean, this must have taken a while. I hate coloring lines on my own work because it's kind of a hassle, like with layers and stuff. So I'm fairly impressed.
Yeah, no, it looks really awesome.
Yeah, we got all the like quote unquote proper colors for everybody, but just as the outlines. It's a very cool effect. Like the little bit of extra color for fire. Zoom in far enough and it's just like a lot of lines and it gets a little hard to figure out, but altogether it's a very cool effect.
Yeah, for sure.
And here's a nice almost pastel one. This was by Fire Anvil on Reddit. The red eyes on Ursula definitely stand out. And they really connect to the red flowers that are around, which is interesting. Yeah. Just all the colors of the flowers, as I've said on the last couple ones, it's really nice to look at all of them and see what people decided to do. Mm-hmm. Something about this little bush that I like. It's really cohesive.
Yeah.
And like usually when I draw flowers, I like to look up references to real flowers, but this time I just made it all up, so that's fun. Yes, and here's a nice one by our friend Full Chain. Again, the slightly late on the submission.
But they had their laptop out or broken.
Yeah. Definitely excuse. And again, like I don't want to shame anybody for being late. Especially with, this was another one that was very, very complex. Took people a while. So it was, always nice to see. I was gonna say the return to Full Chain, but like it's always nice to see any coloring sheet. So, again, the glow for Fire Phoenix looks really good. And I like the little nose and cheeks pinkifying because of the cold. And the gem for Chris looks really nice.
Yeah.
Really glowy. And actually, making the trees in the background all blurry was a really good choice for, again, that sort of separating perspective, and the separating just of background and foreground worked out really well. And here's Full Chain's take on Ursula, which I just love. I really love that they bothered to take a bunch of the foreground flowers and blur them, and having the lighting coming from way back here and just coming through the weeping willow and onto the bee, and it's so good. It looks like a photo of a bee, you know, although this would be like a terrifyingly gigantic bee, but you know, she's friendly. It's cool.
It's cool. It's just an alien encounter, that's all.
Yeah, but I really think the blurring of the foreground adds quite a bit, and the colorful eyes just like reflecting everything, and yet still being blue like they are in game. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Full Chain always putting me to shame. And we got this one from George Smith 50. Very bright, lots of yellows. Looks very cohesive again. And they also did the thing that I like a lot in this upper flower with the like pale going to more saturated. Looks really good. And I think in a couple other places here. I like that the shine is like a little blue, like reflecting the sky. That's pretty cool. And the rose bush being multiple colors, but they're all warm, yellow, orange, and red. So it's still a cohesive whole.
And how it looks like it's coming out of a rock garden almost.
Yeah.
And then the different shades of green again. Yeah.
I didn't notice the little rock garden. I like that. Very nice. And here's another nice, flatly colored, but very saturated and with a lot of little alternating colors, which is very cute. This was by Liffey. I really like all these little pattern, darker, lighter flower petals. They're all over the place. And they all look really nice, especially for like the bluebells, making them obviously still the same plant, but differentiating them a little more. I think that helps a whole lot. I like what they did with this little bush in the back, sort of blue flower or blue leaves rather. Looks really cool. And they also decided to make the black parts of Ursula black, and so then they made the lines white, which again is the extra effort, but makes it stand out quite a bit. Yeah. And here's this one makes me think of like a fire bee. All the very warm colors for Ursula. This is by
Raja Kubik?
Yeah, that one. Thank you very much for your submission. I'm sorry for butchering your name. I like that it's a little more psychedelic almost. There's a couple places that's like, oh, that's different and weird, like the blue weeping willow and the rose bush having like blue stems and stuff. I think that's very cool.
Yeah.
But the fire bee, I think, is what stands out most to me. I like it a lot. Very, very nice. Oh, this one really impresses me because all the detail. I'm pretty sure this person was also like just at the last minute because of the detail. Silexi, yes. I'm bad at names, but thank you very much. So clearly this is pencil crayon. many layers have gone in. Like for the black, you can see that there's some darker blues as well as like grays and stuff to blend it all together, and it looks really, really good. And just yeah, the attention to detail everywhere. Like there's this flower purple in particular that's like velvety, like that's the word I want to use for it. And the bluebells on either end being consistent with like really light white fluff on the end is really, really nice. And the really dark pit of this one, and the rose that's like glowing, emanating from within.
Yeah.
Just yeah, I can poke around on this one for quite a while. And the little sort of almost stripes on the back bush here, multiple greens for the weeping willow, and it's just lovely. And lots of yellows going in with the greens in the leaves, making them have all the vibrancy of real life leaves. And also the shading for the backpack really makes me think of that, like that's the Banjo-Kazooie blue for the backpack, and I love it. So thank you very much for this submission. It makes me happy. And here's another really nice one by Zyzex.
It's a bunch of consonants.
Yeah. They did mention that like they're not a fan of gardening, and like it's a lot of detail. I totally get it. I appreciate your submission anyway. It's just like frost has come early, and
or it's just a white flower field, you know.
Yeah, it can be whatever you want. I appreciate the effort all the same. I do like her red legs and arms. I think that's interesting. And the purple and orange over here stand out against the green really nicely.
Yeah.
So, thank you. Oh, that's the last one. So, thanks to everybody for the submissions. I know that was a difficult one, but I appreciate you humoring me, and I think they turned out fantastically.
They're very awesome, yes. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, definite effort, and I hope you had fun. I really do. So yeah, today I will be teasing you guys on the Valentine's Crusader upcoming, and ask Erika any of your questions about the game or where it's heading or anything like that. And I'm here for art questions if you would like as well. So take it away, Erika.
Yeah, so we've got some of our regulars in chat. We got JS Random Numbers. We got Cassius, and Cassius subscribed to the channel, so thank you for that.
Thanks, Cassius.
Leptimus is in chat. Lexi Ree, Stormcrow, Mitch Ben, Ian Sam, Fly by Moon, Whipped Quazin. Let's see. 100 Beep and Void Enclosure and Fainin. Fainin managed to get an epic from the chest code this week. The chest code is giving out 2 tier 6 Carnage Cup chests, so that's pretty cool. Congratulations. And Jay has already done and finished the raffle, and Fly by Moon won, so congratulations on winning that raffle. There will be another raffle coming up in the second half of the stream. And Kempafet says good evening from Finland.
Oh, hello.
And then everyone was gushing over the full chain. Yes.
Yeah.
Hardball UK, howdy ladies. Hope you're all keeping well and safe. Wow, change of format. Yeah, I decided to give the layout a switch because we got some streaming advice from some stream consultants, and they're like, Erika, you look this way and Kat looks this way, so you guys should be on the other sides of the screen. So that's what I did for today's show. I flipped our cameras so it looks like we're almost talking to each other.
Very nice.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, there may be other changes forthcoming as well, but for now.
Uh, And then someone said all the players were busy bees coloring in the busy bee coloring sheet.
For sure.
For sure. Yes, thank you everyone for that. And now to the questions Jay has grabbed for me. Eternal Goat Slayer. The Carnage Cup Tier 2 achievement Clutch Play, is there a bug with it? I am unable to complete, and I noticed the naming for the ability differs between character ability and what is in the achievement. So, was bugged. We will be getting it fixed, or it sounds like some of you have got it now, so maybe Kevin did a stealth fix for that. So it might be working now. I don't know. You can try it out and see. If it's not, then definitely with the weekend promo going out tomorrow, it should really be fixed. The name change wouldn't have anything to do with it. That's just flavor text. If you're wearing the undead skin for Cindy, it changes high stamina into infinite stamina. Back when we were inspired to change ability names to match the skin. Which we kind of stopped doing after a while. But yeah, so the name change wouldn't have anything to do with it. It was actually bugged. So definitely fixed with the weekend promo for tomorrow. Leptimist. It is a good change. The title is Erika and Kat, and now they're on the proper side of the screen. There is also that. That does make sense as well, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we have occasionally had people be like, hey, so which one is which? So maybe this will help a little bit with that.
Maybe. Void Enclosure. Did they get enough coloring sheet submissions this week? Looking at my Reddit, because I didn't see any on Twitter, with the Odile sheet, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 submissions, and there were 14 Busy Bee sheets last week, so that's only 21 out of 50. So we didn't make the goal this week. Maybe we'll get... Whoa, what do we need? 29. We need 29, right? No. Yes, 29. Math. Don't feel
too early for math.
We'll need 29 of the next coloring sheet, or in the next 2 weeks' coloring sheets, to give you guys the code and move on to the next prize.
The next one should be a bit simpler, so...
Yes, the next one does have a less detailed version, too. So when I put that out this afternoon, you guys can get working on that. Saints86. If I can't finish the Carnage Cup, what happens? Shall I wait for another year? If you're new to the game and just getting started with the Carnage Cup, we only expect you to be able to do 2 or 3 tiers of the event in a year. But if you can manage to recruit the Crusader, you probably want to go ahead and do that at least and not worry about the objectives. The Crusaders do show up in the mission system through the recruit missions. You need to own the previous tier Crusaders for the event, and then you'll see the next tier of Crusaders randomly show up depending on how many Crusaders you're missing. And then if you do happen to have enough currency to purchase the skins from the event, from the skin store before the event rolls around next year, those 2 objectives will at least be marked completed for you. So you'll have less objectives to do when the event comes around again. But yeah, just do as much as you can. And remember, you can use time warps for extra currency if you're running low on currency.
And whatever last objective you're on, it won't kick you out as soon as the event ends. You can always finish that last one.
Yes, you can start an objective right before the event ends and take as long as you need to finish it then. Cassius says, they watched so many of our streams on the Codename channel, it seemed weird not to subscribe, plus now the emotes. There was a whole bunch of new emotes added for our Idle Champions related shows, although I do like the pancake one. That's just like, flip it, you can use it anywhere. But yeah, that's cool. Thank you for that. SWBF, how are we doing today? How are you doing today, Kat?
I'm doing pretty good, all things considered. I was having kind of a rough week, but these streams are always kind of a highlight for me, so I'm feeling a little more energized.
Nice, nice. I'm doing pretty good. A little tired because I woke up early again, so I'm already crashing. Maybe I'll have more tea or coffee after the stream. But otherwise, going well. I think I found a new motivation, so at least there's that. So
Nice.
that puts life in perspective, I think. Saints 86, are we getting a new Crusader for Valentine's or Chinese New Year? Chinese New Year, not really. The Valentine's Crusader is sticking with our Valentine's theme in the game of being demonic. Yeah, we're sticking with those demons. But yeah. You guys are getting a new Crusader soon, too, because the Valentine's event, to be ahead of Valentine's, debuting next Thursday. So that's 2 days between events, but it's okay. That's what happens this time of year with the Super Bowl dates. Yay.
Yeah.
Ditto for next year. There's only 2 days between Carnage Cup and Valentine's next year as well.
Well, hey.
Jay is commenting, they also haven't been getting too much sleep this week. Aww.
Yeah. Sleep is a tough one.
It's just so hard, and it's winter, but it's almost spring.
Yeah.
It's almost March, it's almost spring. Yay. Cassius, ladies, do you need to get someone to steal Critical Role's contact book? The merch they're getting is getting unreal.
Oh man, I know.
They do have some cool merch, but they've got the manager. They're already doing physical merch, and that's how they help support their show. And we really don't. We're not experts at physical merch, and we're just sticking to doing what we do best, which is making the game.
Yeah.
Rusty Knight. Oh, I have a couple of questions, but I always forget them. But then they remembered one while they're typing. Alacrity passes on their gender tags gained via their ability through tag sharing. Pascal doesn't. Any chance that Pascal could pass on their gained tags too? It would help them be a bit more viable. You can propagate Pascal's tags if you've got them next to a propagation or a tag propagation crusader. But they are very common tags, so if you're using a formation that already has all those other tags in it, then they don't propagate. The tags only get propagated to crusaders who are missing those tags. But I was pretty sure when I was testing it, Pascal propagates them. But we can check again after the stream and make sure that's what's happening. Obey, 1988. Will the prerequisite to be able to enter the dungeons change for the third season? It was from the Ashes, I believe. No, the prerequisite for entering the dungeons won't change. It will always be from the Ashes. That's just where I felt like you could actually start benefiting from the dungeons a little bit by having completed that and getting the extra sprint and having the E400 DPS cap, and maybe you're exceeding it at that point, maybe not. You never know, but that'll always be the same. It's just the points values for getting the rewards, those change, fluctuate a bit. They're going down from the previous season for Season 3, just a little bit, but still more than Season 1 points. Conqueror Shinko is the Victor skin coming in the shop as well. Yes, that did get missed. Kevin had it in his head that it wasn't an event skin. He forgot that we had pivoted and made it the Halloween event skin for Tier 6. So that will be added with tomorrow's weekend promo update too, because that requires a full push of the game. So yes, that'll be in tomorrow's update. Saints 86. This is actually a great game. Even though I bought all the DLC, it's still challenging and fun. It's easier and gives you a start boost for sure, but it's still really challenging. Oh, cool. Thank you for that.
Yeah, it's really nice to hear.
So I'm guessing this is meant to be a joke. Slab McLarge says, a demonic crusader? That seems out of character for Kat. Yeah, no, wouldn't know that Kat likes demons at all. Nope.
Nah.
Totally hate them, right, Kat?
They're so gross. I like fluffy bunnies and kittens. I mean, I do also, but you know.
Yeah. Kitten demon. Ooh, that would be so cute.
Perhaps someday.
Dragon Slayer 96. What is Kat drawing? Just join the stream. She. Or do you want to say Kat?
Sure. This is the tease for our Valentine's Crusader. Hopefully they'll make more sense as it fills out more. But being that they're a demonic-y kind of thing, they're not really human-shaped.
Yeah. Saints86 is saying they thought they got a forced reset after the timer runs out for the event. We just force you out of the objective for the weekly challenges, just to keep those challenging. So when the Thursday at noon Pacific time rolls around, the challenge is over, no matter your progress. But for events and for any outstanding dungeon runs, you do get to keep going until you want to reset the world. And Jay is saying, a demon cat would be adorable. There's so many demonic cats in different countries of folklore, too.
That's definitely true, yeah.
Yeah. Fly by Moon. Should we read deeper into the game maker's psyche on why love-centered event crusaders are so often demonic?
Well, for that one, you'd be reading into probably Justin originally wrote that.
Yeah, Justin wrote the Valentine's event text, and we did debut with Sally and Rocky, so... Yeah, it's probably... And then we just kept going with the demon theme. Well, yeah, Justin was still doing Tier 3 Crusaders, so he gave us Frankie the Demon Crooner as well. So, yes. And Warwick's kind of demonic as a Tier 2 Crusader, so yeah, it's Justin's groundwork, and I've just continued. It just seems to be like, why not make fun of Valentine's Day with the demonic Crusaders?
Yeah. I don't know. I think in general, when it comes to like art and artist, don't necessarily read in too much. Like, yes, people will make things that mean something to them or might reflect part of them, but also at the same time, sometimes you just like monsters. That doesn't make us also monstrous, you know?
Yeah. It's just a game. SWBF. Any tips on more Tier 8 talents, or is it classified? They're on my to-do list. Sadly, all my focus right now is on Season 3 and Mercy's Mix-Up, although that's planned and just being implemented right now. And then I have to plan Hermit's Premature Party, so we can work on that, as well as getting Season 3 out the door. And then I can think about other things. I don't know.
Chugging along.
A bunch of comments from chat that tag propagation doesn't work from Pascal. Alright, we'll double check that. Dragon Slayer 96. For Crusaders that gain tags like Pascal, keep the tags when we try to send them on missions so that those Crusaders are more useful for missions. Because those come from upgrades, only the base tags count for missions, and that's the way missions work. So, sadly, Pascal doesn't make a lot of missions successful, but they do count for some of them at least, because they have the support and event tags. Saints86. I got another question. I don't understand the skill Gold-O-Rama. I get gold per click, right? But I've tried to click, but I don't get any gold. Are the monsters living longer? like if your DPS is high enough that it's instantly killing the monsters the moment they walk onto the screen, then your clicks won't register, and so you don't get a gold from the click. If the monsters are surviving long enough that you can actually do click damage to them, then they will drop gold. But with base gold Orama, it's not that much gold. Like, it's still a decent chunk, but it's not like lots amount of gold. And if you've been using time warps or doing missions and you've got more gold than the monsters are currently worth for the area that you're idling on, you might not see an increase in gold as well. But it is slightly useful as a newer player, but it is extremely useful once you have Tiernan and Jialong in your formations, because Tiernan gives you extra stuff for having Goldorama active. Just Ricky 2. Is a Crusader rebalance high on the list these days? Crusader rebalance isn't on the list. It's just looking at Crusaders as their events come around again. So we may tweak Mama's Monster and Ursula more, but they do pretty well. They just don't help you get far in the dungeons. Like, they're still very, very powerful compared to other Crusaders. Dark Soul 1705. Is there a chance that the DLCs are cheaper in the Steam sale or something? I missed the last Steam sale and I don't know if less prices then. We do include DLC in the Steam sales when they come around. Not all the DLC, depending on how old it is, it may or may not receive a discount. So you can keep an eye out for the next Steam sale and see if any of the DLC that you're missing is on sale. And it is also mirrored on the Codename launcher as well. We mirror the sale in our other platforms. It's not just a Steam-only sale. And Hardbell UK is asking, what is DLC? Sorry, aged here. It's the short form of downloadable content, and that's just what things on Steam are called. It's just what they like. It's even the DLC pages, right? Like, it's not even... They don't even use the full thing anywhere, right, Kat?
Sari was being a nuisance.
Like, on Steam, on the Steam store pages, they don't even spell out downloadable content, right? It's all just abbreviated?
No, they definitely do somewhere. Like, if you try and buy a DLC for a premium game that you don't own, it'll tell you, like, oh, this won't work without the base game.
Right.
For us, it might not do that because we are a free game, so...
Maybe not. But yeah, it's just all the in-game packages. So, like, the Tiernan Butterfly Golden Epic DLC, package is a downloadable content thing on Steam, just because it gives you something that makes it look like the game is owned. Otherwise, as a free-to-play game on Steam, you technically, once you uninstall us, we disappear from your own game list. But if you've bought DLC, then we stay in your own game list, which is really weird. Fly by Moon, a demon kitten would make a great taskmaster as well.
Yeah, definitely. One of those, like, kittens that have, like, really puffy fur and just, like, the tiny triangle-shaped tail, and they're just like, meh.
Meh. And it looks like Jay chose the keyword Valentine Seder for the current raffle, which is open for another 5 minutes or so. And Leptimus is saying, we have a cat teenager that is pretty close to a demon. Fair. Croc360. Not sure if someone mentioned this already as I joined late, but thank you for the phased graphic. It's nice to see how often that happens, when I'm paying attention anyway. Yeah, no, it happens surprisingly often for such, for whatever odds it ends up with at max level. Which, I mean, I know it's not special right now because you guys do have all the quest item drops, so, like, you can complete an area in one kill anyway, but I like being able to see that it phased instead of just, hey, this was because of all my quest item drop Crusaders. And then there's the objectives where those Crusaders aren't available, so very cool to have the phased show up. SWBF. Pascal looks like a demonic penguin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
the
sure
blood will give that impression.
Yeah, Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl itself is kind of like, on the evil side of things, so.
Yes. King of the Slide. Is this technically a sneak peek? Yes, this is a tease of next week's event, Crusader.
Yeah, that had kind of been the intention when doing coloring sheets, or stream sketches, I guess, to tease upcoming Crusaders, but like timing doesn't always work out. So I was happy to be able to do this one early.
Genora Fire. Besides, demons and fallen angels aren't exactly separate categories, circling back to why we have so many demons in the Valentine's event.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fair point. Dids999, does the number of chests we open at the same time change the odds of getting gear, or is it really a % per chest? I go at least with 2 at a time to pass the animation. No, the odds are set per chest. It doesn't matter how many you open at once. If you're opening 10 of the same type of chest at once, then obviously you'll see your guaranteed epic, whether that's new or duplicate. You'll still have a guaranteed epic somewhere in there. But other than that, odds are per chest, and opening as many as you have, up to 100 at a time, doesn't change those odds. Slab McLartuch. Hi, Erika. I was wondering what the current goal is for the 5th runes in Season 3. Trying to get the first 20 Crusaders done, or less, or more. So, current goal has been all Crusaders, but I will be revisiting that with Justin when I ask for his advice later this afternoon. Because I've realized that all Crusaders is really impossible, and I want to get the season out to you guys as soon as possible. So, I may just have to give up and stagger the releases of whatever Crusaders I don't get done. Jaggered, any update on Season 3 ETA for Dungeons yet? We have our internal deadline, based on aforementioned 5th slot rune goal. We may or may not hit that. There is also Family Day in there. Curse you, Family Day. Such an invented holiday. But yeah, we'll get that to you. And it should be in February. Okay, I want it to be in February. I have the best intentions of having it for February. So I will try and get that done. Cassius. When Carmen and Petunia, Odile, and Mindy get together, with Una's blue shift helping too, it starts to look like the male tag might have some catching up to do. I think there's still more males than females. But we're getting closer on even Stevens.
I assume he means in power level.
Yeah, probably power level. Yeah, the males have been slightly weak for a while. Although Jialong's a male. Jialong's on top, so...
It is kind of the problem of having, like, what was it, like 18 of the original 20 until we changed a bunch of the animals to also be ladies.
Right, yeah.
All being men, and then wanting to balance it out means that later Crusaders is a lot more women. You can blame original decisions, I guess. And then...
Well, it's just what character models we had available, and then we're like, no, we should start drawing Crusaders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can also blame me, I guess, if you want. I'm fine with that. Yes, I push for more diversity. If you don't like it, it's too bad. Come at me.
I was playing with Wendy, and I'm like, man, she kind of sucks. But then I'm like, wait, no, Cricket Crow spawns monsters that live, and so they help Wendy. And I was like, yes, I can use Wendy for something.
Neat.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So no, because I was at first I was like, oh, should I change Wendy so she also spawns monsters that don't die so she can stack her own power? But that was like, no, that's too much. That's too complicated. Conqueror Shinko. Any chance on a DLC for Casey? Since that seems to fit in the speed power Crusaders currently available. It's a nice idea. In order to do her DLC, I would need to pull all her the golden epic I choose out of the challenge token store in the flash sale rotation because she already has all 3 of her golden epics. So, it wouldn't be a new golden epic. So it would just be like, hey, here, buy Casey, and maybe if you don't already own this great golden epic for her, you get it. Otherwise, you just get a bunch of extra material. But I suppose there are still new players to the game who would like Casey before Thanksgiving comes around and have too many missions in the mission system to get her in any good time. But thanks for the suggestion. Rusty Night. Before I forget, will there be a couple of sneaky objectives added before Season 3? All brain power on Season 3. No time for new objectives. Sorry. I know you guys want the cap increase. That would make the off time feel better, but no, sorry. Season 3. Seiju Fallen. For a while, it seemed like you were going through updating Crusaders that had legendaries of the you get a bonus if this other Crusader is also in the formation type to give them an actually useful legendary instead, but that hasn't happened in a while. Is that going to get back on the list at some point? I think that's our new stream thing for this year, Kat. Because that's like the 3rd or 4th time it's come up on stream since we came back. I mean, there's nothing wrong with forcing you to put another Crusader in the formation, but it can go back on the radar. Part of designing these 5th slot runes, it's like, oh man, I'd want to rebalance this Crusader, but it's like, no, I should just focus on doing 5th slot runes and I'll rebalance them later. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's not the priority right now, but it'll go back on the list. Stormcrow 69 says Floral Demon Crusader. I think it's kind of obvious from all the roses that...
Yeah.
Yes, the Valentine's Crusader will be a Floral Demon. I'm trying to find the raffle winner.
Gets buried sometimes.
Yeah, but the raffle has ended, so... There it is. JS Random Numbers. Congratulations.
Nice. Congrats.
Lexi, we will take what you have. Originally, you wanted to have the original 20 Crusaders for the dungeons. Well, originally, I wanted to do 5 a week, which was for the 5th slot runes. But then I'm like, no, I should tie those to Season 3, so Season 3 is exciting. But yeah, we'll see how many I get to for 5th slot runes.
The best laid plans.
Yeah. Slamming Lartuge, good call. The 5th slot runes are cool, but I think a staggered release for them would be better anyways. Rather than all at once, gives more of a chance for interesting experimentations and maybe even changing the meta, and more time to update the wiki instead of having to do all 165 at once. For the poor wiki editors, thank you guys for keeping that updated. That is so awesome. King of the Slide. I'm watching this in class. I got my priorities set straight.
Nice.
Nice. I thought I saw something that didn't get copied into my questions doc, but I lost it. No. Rusty Knight, I do like the art and the idea for Pascal. Nice work.
Thank you.
Fuzzy Wabbit, question. Any idea when y'all gonna fix the awards in Steam so those of us who ported over can get them updated? Yeah, I do have a date set in the calendar for that, and we'll see if we hit it. But it's on the calendar, and we're gonna do it. SWBF, I hit a new reset record of 500 plus idols. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Nice.
It's always nice to be hitting new records steadily.
Mm-hmm. Cassius, I do miss some of the relationships shown implied by the use X with Y effects that were undone. That's fair.
Yeah, those were fun. But, yeah, people really didn't like being restricted. Which is a little weird to me, because that's kind of the whole thing about strategy, right? You play around restrictions, but...
Yeah.
Shrug.
Yeah, it would be nice to, like, balance it so it's like, these formations are viable instead of just this is the top formation and you must run this formation. But that is technically what objectives should be for, forcing you to use different tag sets and stuff and get creative as well. So I need to add more objectives to the game, and then players will have more formation crafting to do.
Yes, of course.
Of course. Xlade, what is the reward structure going to be focused on in Season 3 of Dungeons? So you mean, like, what are the prizes? Or what's the point distribution? Whipped Quasin, are we getting a Venusaur for Valentine's?
A little bit, you know? Less bulb, more bush. But, yeah, a little bit dinosaur, plant, demon. That is very Venusaur, isn't it?
So,
it doesn't look as Venusaur in the in the game thing.
Well, it's subconscious influences, right?
Yeah. I'll never escape Pokemon. No.
Yeah. Rusty Knight, this new Crusader looks interesting from what Kat is drawing. A little bit spider rhino dog, almost sort of vibe.
Oh, thank you.
Well, yeah, I guess the eyes, and then the horns, and then the chubby, and then it looks like a dog because it's eating the ribbon.
Yeah. It was supposed to be like, there will be ribbons and like pillars in the background, so like it's decorating for Valentine's or something.
I was decorating.
I just wanted something more than just standing there being itself.
Yeah.
But you could also see it as taking down the decorations. Either way is fine by me.
Xlade said, well, yes, to my question on clarification. So the points required will be between Season 1 and Season 3. Points required for hitting all the levels to level 25. Kat did whip up 2 new skins, which look awesome. So they will be rewarded. And then it's still highly rune focused, which is why we're tying in the 5th slot runes to the Season 3. So more runes, and there will be rune solvent this time. Yay! But yeah, rune focused rewards. Slab McLeod's huge. Those legendary restrictions were great, but obviously they don't get used on free play when you can choose. It's more about the restrictions on the objectives, which, fair point. SWBF, gotta catch them all, Pokemon Crusaders. I mean, yeah, you gotta catch all the Crusaders in the game, for sure. So I haven't teased the weekend promo yet. So it's the February Furies promo. Wonder why it's named that. With buffs to Morrigan, Nargolk, Pascal, Billy, and Trixie, with golden cleats for Morrigan. So that'll be fun. And then, yeah, the Carnage Cup is running. Mercy's event starts next Thursday. Oh my gosh, Valentine's already.
Yeah.
And I will be dropping the next coloring sheet this afternoon. Sorry for not getting to it yesterday. And Kat had it all ready for me on Monday. I was like, I'm going to do this. And then I didn't. Oops.
Aw, that's okay.
I was buried in planning yesterday, so.
Yeah. Again, priorities.
Yeah.
I forgive you.
SWBF. Speaking of, I'm ready to play Pokemon's Go objective. Oh, good luck. And Rusty Knight. Ooh, new skins.
Mm-hmm.
Conqueror Shinko. Will the skins from Season 2 come available in the skin shop? The Season 2 dungeon skins will be in the... I want to say the Dungeon Depot because they're going to cost dungeon coins. But
That makes
it
the
might...
most sense.
Yeah. Unless
Maybe
I
when
can...
they get really old, they can go to the skin store.
Yeah, unless I can poke Kevin to add the dungeon coins currency to the skin shop. But yeah, for now the plan is they'll be in the Dungeon Depot with the debut of Season 3. Lexiri, Season 3 next Wednesday. Oh, yeah, no, not that.
Hopefully soon, but not that soon.
Keyword73, I hit a wall at area 4649, so now I need to do Mutiny to get higher numbers. Oh, nice. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Such a cool demon, yes.
Thanks. Yeah, for starting out the Valentine's event being like, I have no idea what I'm gonna do, I'm pretty happy with how they turned out.
Oh, SWBF. Skins are on a season basis. I didn't know new ones come out each season. I thought we only had certain skins and we were done. So the skins are kind of piecemeal at this point, I guess. Well, we've got a pretty good schedule. There's the base 20 skins. They come from opening... So the original 20 Crusaders. Those are the Crusaders you see when you first start the game and get Nate to level 150. So all of those guys are the base 20s. They have skins. They drop from jewel chests. And you can purchase a token for 5,000 rubies that allows you to choose one specific base 20 skin if there's one you're really craving and you don't want to play chest roulette for. And then with the tier 5 and tier 6 of events, each 5th objective there had unlocked a skin. So periodically, as we remember, we add those skins from the objectives to the skin store. And then we were adding skins when we had time, I guess. So we added 2 bunches of, well, no, 1 or 2. 1 bunch of 3, 1 bunch of 2 at least, to the skin store, just to add some skins to the skin store. Dungeon Season 2 had 2 skins, and now Dungeon Season 3 will have 2 skins as well. So it's just... it's been piecemeal for the skin releases. We'll probably try and get a better cadence. Although the events are pretty regular. Every new event, there's a new skin.
Yeah. It's really the free ones in like the skin store that kind of suffered, mostly because of COVID and working from home. It was quite an adjustment for me. So I went from having tons of free time in the office to do extra skins just for fun to, oh god, I have to actually finish the events on time. So it's been an adjustment, basically.
Yeah. Dark Soul 1705. I'm working on unlocking the dungeon now. It takes time. I hope I get there in time. Are the dungeon stuff repeatable when you missed it? So we're adding we added Little Reaper, the Taskmaster from Season 1, to the Dungeon Depot. So if you missed being in Season 1, once you unlock the Dungeon Depot store, you can still save up your coins and buy Little Reaper. Same thing for the skins. But the season rewards themselves, those are just for participating in the current season, but you'll always have a chance to get whatever current season rewards there are when you get to the dungeons. So there's that. Dragon Slayer 96. Oh, any chance on making rubies viable one day? We are just spending more than we can get weekly. Ah, you mean more sources of rubies. Yes, plans for that. Not on the to-do list yet, but I do know you guys need rubies, for those of you who didn't hoard them or actually are buying skins with rubies. Now you need them for runic chests. Qbert73, the skin store sounds creepy. Especially when you say it a lot. I know.
Isn't it even called the skin market in game?
Oh, maybe.
It's a little worse even.
Humor. Slavic Large Huge. This Valentine's Crusader shops at the skin store.
Yes!
And Jay is saying in your sketch, they do look like they're causing problems on purpose.
Yeah, that's fine. I was trying to figure out what a rosebush demon would be doing, and since they don't have any arms, it was also extra hard, so I was like, maybe they're helping and they're just really bad at it.
Maybe. So wow, it's 11. A little bit over 11. So I'm going to call that for today. This has been our weekly live stream for Thursday, February 4th, 2021. I've been Erika, that's been Kat. Jay has been awesome on the CNE Games account, grabbing your questions and running the raffles.
As always.
And thank you guys for showing up and submitting your coloring sheets and making the game and the community what they are. And have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week for next week's live stream.
Bye.
Bye.